Tanguy de Tulguet and his wife Isabel live here near Durrow in County Laois. They came to Ireland 15 years ago as they then both worked in the tourist industry in different parts of the country. Tanguy is a highly skilled gardener and Isabel is a wonderful cook. Together they have set up Dunmore Country School. Their garden was planted up just 5 years ago, and in that space of time they have created a heavenly French potager garden. Tanguy teaches those interested in the initial stages of vegetable and herb growing, and those who have established gardens who are looking to advance their knowledge.
Yeah, you can eat the flowers. Yeah, you can make it in salad, it's lovely. Dunmore Country School is just about teaching something simple, which is gardening, without buying anything, in a cheap way, using strings, you know, even shoestrings, and trying to get something that is sustainable, low carbon footprint, and where you can recycle things and use them. I've used a ridge tile like this for the tomatoes, because then you don't have any wind from the north. It will store a lot of heat and will give it back at night time. Some of them don't need any pruning, so they grow like a bush and then they stop, and some of them can set maybe 100 fruits. They can be covered with fruits.
My involvement here in Dunmore Country School is to serve the people with their lunch, you know, and then to give the lesson for cookery classes, that they can come along and go in the garden, discover the garden, and come back into the house to have their lunch and prepare their lunch. We are very happy to be living in Durrow. And like the garden and the house, you know, makes, I suppose, a difference. It's a bit of a French corner. A lot of people that come here think, you know, it's really French part of Ireland.
Tanguy offers ideas and tips to create a very gently styled garden. These young apple trees are being trained to create a low hedge around the vegetable beds. The method involves tying twine to a branch, weighed down by a heavy stone, which keeps the branch growing horizontally.
And then it will keep the shape.
So it will be like that all the time then?
Then it will be like that all the time. I have a tree there at the end, which is already actually done.
The garden is a visual treat, as well as being highly productive.
I don't see it as a vegetable garden as such, myself. I see it as a kitchen garden, like a garden where I mix everything. So flowers are more than important, yeah. And actually, I have quite a lot of roses there, you know, growing.
Tanguy and Isabel have 2 daughters, Corentine and Jeanne. The girls attend the local primary school, and when at home, they help out with the hens or with the gardening. Tanguy has been gardening since he was 10 years old, and no doubt these girls will have a love of the land of County Laois instilled in them.
We had a restaurant as well in France, and we had a vegetable garden, and I was looking after 800 acres with one guy, so nearly on my own for 10 years. So I know well soil, you know, that's my main thing. So that would be my potting compost. Very simple. 1 part of compost, well-rotted compost, old enough. 1 part of soil, you know, good topsoil. That's it. It's very good.
Everything grown here is for use in the kitchen, as well as learning about food. Tanguy passes on a traditional French practice for enhancing the flavour of a good pear liqueur.
You just take a small pear and you insert the bottle in the branch, with the pear being trapped into that bottle. You have to have a slope for the bottle because you have condensation inside. You could have water, so you need to make sure that there's no water inside the bottle. And then you might have to cover as well the bottle against the sun. If it's too sunny, it will work as a magnifier. Then you might need to put something above the bottle. It's actually very easy to do.
The pear will grow inside the bottle for the summer, and in September the small branch at the neck of the bottle can be clipped, allowing the pear to sit at the base. Then the pear liqueur can be poured in.
It will boost the taste of alcohol. and give a nice fruity finish.
When Isabel and Tanguy came to this part of County Laois 6 years ago, they were faced with totally rebuilding the main house and renovating the other building on the site. The garden was completely overgrown. It's a huge achievement to have turned a derelict site into what we see today. While the garden is not open to the public, anyone interested in learning the French way of gardening or cooking can book by contacting them at Dunmore Country School.
You know, with the recession, sometimes it's difficult for people to go abroad. So, I mean, they can come here as well to, if they want to improve their French. And we can do all the courses in French because it's a French family.